I mentioned I have a bit of a secret weapon when it comes to flushing out the coolant system on this Jaguar V12 and indeed any car. And I'll quickly show it you now. It is, I mean, it's not that secret, it's this. What this is effectively a blower tool connected to a compressed air line on the end here and a garden hose attached there. And it's a really simple device. It basically combines the compressed air from an air compressor with water to shoot out sort of a blast of water that can help dislodge things. So I'll just demonstrate how this works. Just going to turn the hose on. See the water pours out like that, and if I just hold it and pull the trigger, so we get a good shot of this. You can see how it shoots water out under pressure, and that can be really useful. You know, if you stick this end, for example, in a radiator hose and look to back flush the system, the flow of the water on its own might not really clean the system out properly, but combined with the compressed air, it sends a nice shot of water through the system. It can really help dislodge things. So I'd highly recommend that if anyone's doing any sort of cooling system maintenance or repair or flushing in any old car, they get themselves one of these. I think I paid approximately £40 for it a few years ago, but I'm sure you can find them much cheaper than that. You know, it's just a generic unbranded type thing. There's nothing special about it. This end's effectively a compressed air blower, and it's just got a garden hose attachment to it, and these various sized bits on the end to fit directly into hoses. So I'll put a link below, not sponsored or anything, just a random generic one I can find on eBay. And I'd recommend you get one. You've got to be a little bit careful with using it, because bear in mind if you have it wedged firmly in a hose and you squeeze the trigger, it is going to pressurise the system to whatever your air compressor is set at. So you've got to be careful not to over pressurise it and burst pipes and blow off connections and burst heat cores, etc. But this is a really useful tool to flush a cooling system. So the way I used it mainly, and I did mention it in my previous video, I removed the water pump from the front of the engine, and I took this and kind of stuck that end into the block, and did it that way, and it effectively blasted water into the block and then kind of flooding out again, and that seemed to dislodge quite a lot of old deposits that were in there, like crystallized coolant deposits. And also it's really good for reverse flushing radiators and heater cores. You just got to be a bit careful on your heater core. Probably do it gently, because you don't want to have to rip the dash apart to get that out. But yeah, recommended tool. Very cheap, very effective.